So in my last video, I talked about eating to live rather than living to eat. And I mean, the point was pretty straightforward. I just believe that food will not bring you happiness, just like money will not bring you happiness, nor can food. No matter how healthy you are eating, it's not going to make you happy. You have to go beyond food to find happiness and fulfillment in life. And in fact, I would even go a step further and say, even if you're eating all the right foods, like you're eating lots of fruits and vegetables, you're eating high carb, low fat, vegan, plant-based, whole food, all that stuff, you still may not end up being healthy, because there's more to it than just eating. You have sleep, you have being physically active, exercise. You have stress. How well do you manage stress? And so there's a lot more to being healthy than just what you eat. So yeah, I mean, when I see people where their lives are just centered around food, and food takes on this kind of magical quality, I think there's something wrong with that. It's almost a form of idolatry, and I really don't want to be a part of that. However, that being said, I do believe that if you're a new vegan and you're transitioning into this lifestyle, then yes, you're going to be obsessed with food. I remember when I first became a vegan, it was total shock for me. I didn't know really what I would be eating. And so that sort of, thrusted me into a whole educational process of learning how to eat again, where animal products are not the central focus. And, once I got into that, it became quite exciting, because I started discovering all these plant-based options and meals that I can prepare, and discovering foods that I had never eaten before. So that was an exciting process, and that can last for, a year, even a couple of years. And that's okay. When you're going through that, yes, you should be obsessed with food. It's going to be on your mind all the time, and you're going to want to talk about it all the time. It's exciting, okay? So I get that. But at a certain point, when you've pretty well got it all figured out, not to say that that you're going to completely have it figured out, but you do reach a point where you know how to eat, how to eat healthy, when to eat, how much to eat, all of that. When you've got that pretty much down, it's a part of your daily habit, there's so much more to life. And this is all of that I was more or less pointing out in that video. I just thought I should bring up that exception, that if you're a new vegan and discovering all this, that, yeah, it's okay to be obsessed about food. Go for it. Somebody left a comment, and I'm trying to remember the name now. I can't remember the name. Anyways, the comment was, I'm not obsessed with eating so much as with trying to lose weight. And this person apparently has a real problem with shedding the weight. And they have been practicing. It sounds like they've been eating correctly. They've been doing the Raw Till 4, and they've, I think, tried Starch Solution, and maybe experimenting with the fruitarian side of the high carb, low fat vegan, and still not shedding the weight. And this can be should this person be obsessed with weight loss? Well, that's another issue too, which is really for another video, but I'll bring it up. This extreme obsession with body image and weight loss, it's a disease, it's a plague on our society today. And individuals and corporations have commodified this illness and have exploited it to the maximum. That's why the likes of Kayla Instincts can, be so successful, because there's so many people desperate to get that perfect body image so that they can fit in their bikini and go down the beach and look wonderful. And when you really, really think about it, how vain, how meaningless that really is. But yet, for a lot of, especially teenage girls, young women, and men too. It just seems to be so important these days, and social media definitely feeds into that as well. Excuse me. But then, there are those who have a legitimate issue with excess weight that they need to shred. Shred? Shred. Wouldn't that be nice to say just shred it off? No. Shed. Anyways. Yeah, and for some it's a real problem. Like for me, when I first started doing high carb, low fat vegan, I lost weight like crazy. Like within 3 months, I lost probably, 30, 40 pounds. And then later on, I lost even some more weight. So, I really didn't, it wasn't my intention to lose all that weight so quickly. I actually did the high carb, low fat vegan because of health issues. It just so happened that when I changed things up, I lost a lot of weight. For other people, though, they're not so fortunate, and I can really feel for you, like how frustrating that must be when you're doing all the right things and you're seeing other people get results and you're not. All I can say is, you got to be patient, and I know that almost sounds like why are you telling me this kind of thing? I have no choice but to be patient, but there's stuff going on there that I don't understand. It's beyond my expertise because I'm not an expert. I'm not a dietitian or a nutritionist, but I do believe that there are some issues here that's going on. One, age can be a factor. The older you are, the harder it is to lose weight. And if you're a woman and you've had children and you're older and you've carried that weight for quite a while, it's going to be really difficult to lose that weight. Hormones play into this as well, and that also goes along with aging. Your hormones change, and your metabolic rate changes. All of that plays into weight gain and the difficulty of losing the weight. Like I know when I was a young man, I wasn't even a vegan. I could eat, as long as I was physically active, I could eat whatever I want and keep the weight off. It was when I stopped being physically active that the weight I'd start to gain weight. However, when I got older, like in my 40s, and I decided I wanted to lose the excess weight that I had gained, I thought I could just go out and do some running and maybe some weight training, whatever. I'd lose weight like I would do when I was a young man, but it didn't work anymore. Like even adding that physical activity didn't work. It was something then at that time I wasn't vegan, so I just thought I could eat the same way, and as long as I was physically active, I could lose the weight. But, here in this case, you are vegan, you are high carb, low fat. Sounds like you're being physically active as well, and still you're not seeing the results. Another thing is with excess weight, it's not just the fat that you're carrying, but it's what's in the fat cells. In a lot of cases, there's a lot of toxins. And you may not want to lose that too. You may not want to lose weight too quickly because it will release the toxins, and that can be harmful for the body as well. So there could be, this is not science here, but I'm just sort of theorizing that perhaps sometimes the body is resisting excessive weight loss because of the level of toxicity in the fat cells, and it's not to your advantage to lose weight that quickly. So hormones, age, metabolism, and toxins are all a factor. And, what can I say? Continue. I do believe the high carb, low fat, plant-based is the way to go, vegan. And, you've got options here. You have raw tofu, you have 100% raw fruitarian, you have the starch solution. So, you know, you experiment with those three, and, you know, you can mix it up. You can maybe try just doing fruitarian for a while, doing 100% raw, but don't give up, you know, just keep on working at it. Continue to be physically active, get good night's sleeps, manage your stress well, and, you know, just take on a good attitude towards life. And in the meantime, accept yourself, love yourself, and just continue on. I do believe in time you will see the results that you desire. So that's really all I have to say on this topic. Have a great day. Actually, there are two other points that I'd like to bring up before closing this video, and one is to do with calories. There is the notion within the high carb, low fat vegan movement that you can eat unlimited calories, that you can eat as much as you want and not have any concerns about gaining weight. For some people that works, and for other people it doesn't. And so I don't know why that is, but I mean, if you're having problems losing weight, then I would suggest that you don't just eat until you don't stuff yourself beyond what's necessary. Eat enough. I mean, I would not undereat. Don't calorie restrict. That's not what I'm saying here. I'm saying eat enough, and that all depends on your height and how physically active you are. The taller you are, the more calories you're going to need to consume. The more physically active you are, the more you're going to need to consume. So, you know, figure it out what would be ideal for you, and eat enough. Don't go beyond it. Don't go under it. Just keep it at that right range. I mean, that's when I first did high carb, low fat vegan. I wasn't just eating as much as I wanted. I was controlling how many calories I was consuming in a day, and paying attention to calories. So it's not something that you'll have to do all the time, but in the beginning you really do want to pay attention to how many calories you are actually taking in so that you can manage that. The other thing is, if everything else fails, you've tried the balanced approach, and even paying attention to calories seems to make no difference whatsoever. You might want to try something extreme, like Banana Island or like a green smoothie island. And that might help. That might just kickstart the weight loss. For me, it would be a last resort. I mean, I don't think I'd want to just eat one particular food for a whole month, like nothing but bananas for a whole month. I think that would drive me crazy. But if nothing else is working and you've been doing this for a while, then it might be an alternative. It might be something that you want to explore, because I can understand how it would be frustrating to see no results. So this might be a way to get things kick-started. It's just a suggestion. Again, I don't really encourage these extreme dietary programs, but you may want to consider it. That's all I got to say on that. Have a great day. Take care.